Choosing the right rooster for breeding is one of the most important decisions any poultry breeder can make. Whether you are raising backyard chickens, heritage poultry, or structured breeding lines, the quality of your future flock often depends heavily on the rooster you select. Many beginners focus only on appearance, color, or popularity of a certain line. But experienced breeders know that true selection involves observation, patience, record keeping, and understanding of genetics and behavior. In this video, we will discuss a complete and transparent guide on how to choose a rooster for breeding. We will cover physical traits, health indicators, behavioral qualities, pedigree considerations, and practical tips that both beginners and experienced breeders can use. By the end of this video, you will gain a clearer understanding of how to make responsible and informed breeding decisions. Understanding the role of the rooster in breeding. In poultry breeding, the rooster plays a significant role in shaping the next generation. He contributes half of the genetic material that determines body structure, feather quality, temperament, growth potential, adaptability. Because of this, selecting the right rooster is not just about choosing a bird that looks impressive. It is about choosing a bird that can consistently pass desirable traits to its offspring. Good breeders think long-term. They consider not only how the rooster looks today, but also how his traits may appear in future generations. Start with health and vitality. Before evaluating any advanced traits, the first thing to consider is overall health. A breeding rooster should show clear signs of vitality. Bright and alert eyes, smooth and well-maintained feathers, active movement, strong appetite, clean nostrils and breathing, firm droppings. Healthy birds are more likely to produce strong offspring and maintain reproductive performance. Avoid selecting roosters that show lethargy, frequent respiratory issues, poor feather condition, weak posture. Health is the foundation of any successful breeding program. Body structure and balance. One of the most reliable indicators of breeding quality is body structure. Look for a rooster that shows balanced proportions, straight legs, good muscle tone, firm chest, proper wing placement. Balanced structure often indicates good skeletal development and genetic stability. A rooster that stands confidently and moves smoothly may pass on traits related to mobility, endurance, and physical efficiency. Avoid birds that show visible deformities or uneven growth patterns, as these traits may be inherited. Feather quality and condition. Feather condition is more than just an aesthetic feature. Good feather quality may reflect nutritional status, genetic strength, environmental adaptability. A suitable breeding rooster typically has well-aligned feather patterns, natural shine, minimal breakage, consistent coloration. However, remember that color alone does not define breeding quality. Breeders should prioritize overall condition and genetic consistency over visual trends. Temperament and behavior. Behavior plays an essential role in rooster selection. A breeding rooster should demonstrate alertness, awareness of surroundings, responsiveness to stimuli, manageable temperament. Extremely aggressive or overly fearful birds can create management challenges and may pass on undesirable behavioral traits. On the other hand, a confident but manageable rooster can contribute to a more stable and productive flock environment. Growth history and development. Understanding the rooster's development from chick to maturity can provide valuable insights. Questions breeders often consider include: did the rooster grow steadily? Was his development consistent? Did he adapt well to environmental changes? Birds that show consistent growth patterns are often preferred because they may pass on reliable performance traits. Importance of pedigree and lineage. For structured breeding programs, pedigree plays a major role. Pedigree records help breeders track inherited traits, avoid excessive inbreeding, plan future crosses, maintain bloodline identity. A rooster from a documented lineage gives breeders more predictability and control over breeding outcomes. However, even with pedigree records, physical evaluation remains essential. Observing reproductive readiness. Another practical factor is reproductive readiness. A mature breeding rooster typically shows active courtship behavior, consistent mating interest, physical stamina. Timing is important. Birds that are too young or past peak condition may not perform effectively in breeding roles. Environmental adaptability. A good breeding rooster should be able to adapt to temperature changes, different housing systems, feed variations, routine handling. Adaptable birds often contribute to offspring that are easier to manage in diverse conditions. This is particularly important for backyard breeders or those working in changing climates. Avoiding common beginner mistakes. Many beginners make mistakes such as choosing based only on color, selecting birds without observing health, ignoring temperament, skipping record keeping, breeding too many birds at once. Responsible breeding involves planning, patience, and continuous learning. Long-term breeding vision. Choosing a rooster should align with your long-term goals. Improving structure, maintaining heritage traits, enhancing adaptability, stabilizing flock behavior. Each breeding decision shapes the future direction of your flock. Selecting a rooster for breeding is both a science and an art. It requires careful observation, responsible decision-making, and respect for poultry genetics and welfare. By focusing on health, structure, temperament, pedigree, and adaptability, breeders can increase the chances of producing strong and consistent future generations. Every successful breeding program begins with thoughtful selection. If you found this educational guide helpful, like this video, subscribe to the channel, share your experience in the comments. What qualities do you personally look for in a breeding rooster? Let's learn from each other and continue promoting responsible poultry breeding practices.